So without any delay, let us continue. In freedom, we have seen basics, the three dimension, and now we are going to see the concepts of freedom. Let us see the concepts. Let us see. Okay, this is a spelling mistake. There are four concepts which we are going to see. The first one is the kite freedom. Yes, it's an example. It's one of my favorite example. My Acharyaji told me in Gurukul, when a person is playing with the kite flies very high, and the kite will be very, very happy to fly there. But if, let's say, the kite is thinking that this thread which is tied up and which is pulling me now and then down, because of which I couldn't fly more. So let me just cut the thread and let me fly free. Imagine if the kite thinks so, and if the kite cuts the rope or thread, what happens to the kite? The kite falls in no time, right? So sometimes somebody pulling you now and then may be the reason for your higher and higher growth. So this is the kite example. So let's say the kite is having freedom or not. Yes, the kite is having freedom. The kite is having freedom from the person's hand till the place where the kite is flying. But let's say the kite is not having freedom. Yes, the kite is not having freedom. Why? Because the kite can't go everywhere. So this is how every individual person's life should be. In one or the other way, our freedom is going to be snatched again and again. In home, it will be your elders. In office, it will be your seniors. In society, it will be the government. Everywhere you go, in one or the other way, there will be a social system order which will control your freedom, and definitely that is for your own sake, because of the same government and because of that structure, we are safe in the society. Because of the seniors and the structure and the rules in the company is growing and we are also earning. And because of the system in the family, all the people in the family are safe and happy. So we need to understand the kite freedom. So we have freedom, but it is limited freedom because for the disciplined growth which we mentioned. So controlled freedom. What is the second dimension? Hierarchy. This was one of my big confusion in my childhood. Why should I listen to somebody? Why should be always one person to decide everything in the family? Why can't I have my own choice? These are all the questions I had. I'm sure many of you had this thought when your desires are not quenched. So let us discuss about the order. Grandfather, father, there is order, right? So father listens to grandfather. I remember my grandfather, at the age of 60, he was a criminal lawyer, and his father, he's also a lawyer. When my great grandfather enters the house, my grandfather used to stand up and not sit in front of him in the chair. So that much of hierarchy was followed. Even when my grandfather had grandson, he used to show that much of respect to his father. So this hierarchy, definitely we missed this hierarchy. I don't get up when my father enters. It's unfortunate, but I feel from my heart that it should be rejuvenated. It should be practiced in one or the other way. Because if that is not there, then the entire system is going to collapse. We are going to discuss that. Then you might have seen parents and children, they will have hierarchy. When I put my leg on the chair where my father or mother is sitting, if I put my leg on my mother's chair, then father will say, mother is sitting, how can you put? Or if I put the other way around, somebody will say that I should not touch the chair even with my feet if my father or mother are sitting. So this is the hierarchy, right? So this is the order. And the same order, same respect goes even to the siblings. elder brother, elder sister should be respected by the younger ones. So this is called the hierarchy model in our family system. Now, what is flexible system? This doesn't work all the time. So if you say that, my mother is younger to my father, 8 years younger to my father, and my mother listens to my father, but that doesn't mean that every time my father dictates and rules the entire system. No, sometimes my father will be flexible and my mother will take the control and my mother will decide, no way, this should happen, we should go for that function. And when my mother takes the chair, my father agrees. And when my father takes the chair, my mother agrees. But whoever sits in the chair will take the decision. And that chair is flexible. Most of the time, it works based on the hierarchy, but based on the situation, it moves around, and everybody also will get an opportunity to decide. So, this is called a flexible system. And based on the situation and based on time, all these things will change. It's a beautiful self-sustainable model, right? Right. Now, the third one is rights and duties. There are two dimensions of rights and duties. Let us discuss that. And after that, we will see why the balance is required. You might have seen when a father dies in a family, suddenly the elder son will take over the role of a father, and he will many a times in many families even sacrifice his personal goal, achievement, passion, studies, and start earning to take care of the family. This is called the responsibility role, the duty role versus the rights. Obviously, the first son is also having the right to take care of his life and follow his passion or desire, but he sacrifices his rights for the duty's sake. So this situation we see in many cases in India, where people will sacrifice their personal desires for the sake of the family members' growth. And here, if you say that you have sacrificed, you have missed your opportunity, they feel bad. They say that this is more important for me than my own pleasure or my own desire. I have met a person long back during my college days where this person was around 45-50 plus then. And when I asked why he didn't get married, he said, I have 4 sisters and all were unmarried, and how can I marry? Therefore, for the past 20 years, I was earning and I settled all my sisters' life, and all are now married and they all have children. And in the due course of time, I crossed my age limit for my marriage. Therefore, I couldn't marry, but I am not unhappy. I am very happy, and I don't feel I am alone because now I have 4 families with me. Anywhere I go, I feel at home, and I have children too for me. All my sister's children are my children. And when this man said these dialogues, I really felt that this man is speaking from his heart. He was not feeling bad at all for missing his marriage, and I'm sure those sisters are blessed to have such an elder brother. And in few families you might have seen this, in due course of time the brother will play a role of a father because of his age, and all the siblings, both brothers and sisters, younger brothers and sisters of that elder brother, they will see the elder brother's wife as mother herself. This might even work with sister if she is elder. So this is called sacrifice, and this is called duty consciousness versus right. So this is what is the second dimension. Sacrificing their personal passion and one thing, and the second thing is taking the responsibility of the financial commitments and also living for the need of the family. And this type of approach gives the balance to the family between the rights and the duties. And when someone balances the rights and duties, there comes the most beautiful, amazing chemistry of freedom in the personal life. So that person takes freedom to such an extreme to fulfill his duties at the cost of his own rights. Very beautiful concept, right? Now, the last one of the concept is relay race. You may get a question. When I was a child, I was listening to my parents, and now even after my marriage, now also they are dictating me. They are saying what to do, what not to do. Then when will I take decision? When will I be the boss of the family? So this is very simple. The Indian concept is something like this: every daughter-in-law will become mother-in-law one day, and every son will become the father of the family one day. And until that day, the person should fall under the line and follow the hierarchy. It's like the relay race, right? They pass the baton, right? So when they pass the baton, that time the responsibility or the freedom or the decision making ability, everything starts. Until then, this person will be controlled or will be under the purview of elders. And this is not bad, believe me. This gives you a safe and a happy zone. And also, whenever there is a need, the flexibility system, you remember, right? It changes, and you can also take role whenever it is required. And in ancient India, they had a very beautiful concept called vanaprastha. And once the elders understood that their son or daughter are taking care of themselves as a married person, and they can take care of their next generation, and once they also did whatever is required for the grandchildren in the initial days of their grandchildren's life, and once they transferred all their knowledge to their children and grandchildren, after a certain age, elders of the family will take leave and they go to the society to serve the society. So this is called vanaprastha. Vanaprastha is someone who takes the responsibility of the society from family. So till now I lived for my family, and now I am going to live for the society. This perspective is called vanaprastha. So that is also there to keep in mind when it comes to freedom.